Hello parents, this is Mr. Todd, and I wanted to keep you in the loop with their Camp Ride Along at home composition. So they'll be responsible for completing this project by March 10th. So really this is what we've been doing in class, but since we've been doing it for maybe 6 weeks now, I believe, they have an idea of what's expected when they write a composition. So I wanted them to have the opportunity to share with you exactly how they approach writing at school. And then you can get an idea of what's expected when it comes to STAR and how it's formatted, and the process that we take at school so that you can help them at home. So I'm going to go through this packet. And so again, like I said, it's due March 10th, which is the day before spring break. And I put little checkpoint days as far as what I want to see to make sure that they're actually, keeping up with the assignment and doing it. So the brainstorming and graphic organizer page is due this Wednesday, March 1st. So in order to complete that, this is how the STAR is formatted when it comes to their writing prompt. It's very important that they stick to the prompt and they don't write about anything extra or different besides what the prompt is asking them to write about. So most of the prompts will be set up like this, where they have a picture where it says read, a little quote, a think, and write. So they are supposed to think about something that they're very interested in, and they're supposed to write about their passion, describe what you're passionate about, and explain why you feel this way. So it's not really a story about how they are doing their passion. You're supposed to describe what your passion's about and why you feel this way about it. So the keyword explain tells you that it's an expository. And here are just a checklist of things to remember to do. So from there, and they've seen a lot of prompts like this, from there they are going to brainstorm. They're going to turn the page, and this is their brainstorm page, just a blank piece of paper where they're supposed to jot down a list of things that are their passion or something that might be their passion, and then they whittle it down to just one that they feel like fits the prompt the most or fits their interest the most. If they believe that soccer is what their passion is most about, then they could decide on writing about soccer. So as I said, the brainstorm is that page, and this is the graphic organizer page, which is due this Wednesday. The graphic organizer, they know how to make it and how their paper should flow and how it should be set up in this classroom. And what's expected is that we have an introduction with an exciting hook. We have a central idea within that introduction. After that, we have one reason why our passion's that passion, and another reason why it's our passion. And then we elaborate with a lot of details, supporting details in figurative language. I'll get to the rubric in a little bit about how to enhance and make their paper better. Some students are getting a blank graphic organizer. Some get this based on their needs. Again, introduction, reason 1, why it's their passion, reason 2, why it's their passion, and here's reason 3. Now, we've kind of discussed about with our class that we may not need a third reason, because we're going to just make these two things really, really good and really solid with a lot of details, and they know that they're really only allowed 26 lines overall for their final. So 3 might be more of just listing reasons why it's their passion compared to what's your passion and why. So we kind of limit it to 2. You can cross that out or just make a graphic organizer with 2. And of course the conclusion, where they restate their central idea and have a good closing. So the next 2 pages, so what makes sense is that they have their graphic organizer when they start their rough draft. So let me go back to the next day. So this is due, like it says on their packet. Please make sure you check their backpack for it. This is due March 6th, and the next thing due is this is due March 1st. The rough draft is due March 6th. This is due March 6th. So I'm just going to check off on March 1st that they actually finished this. I'll give it right back to them, and their job is to take this graphic organizer and turn it into a beautiful paper in their sloppy copy. So what you'll see here is 2 pages here, and this is the rough draft copy that they can actually ask for during the STAR, and it works great because it skips lines, and it allows them, after they do their rough draft, to maybe cross out a line, or they can add stuff as needed. So a good practice for rough draft is to skip lines, and this page is kind of set up for them like that. So again, they translate their information from here. They transfer their information from here to here, making sure it's flowing well, and they are always revisiting their prompt to make sure that it follows that prompt. Again, intro, reason 1, details, reason 2, details, conclusion. After the rough draft is done, going back to the page that tells them where what days each assignment is done. After the rough draft is due on March 6th, I'm just going to check to make sure they finished it, and then I'm going to give it right back to them where they're going to make edits, and they're going to revise their rough draft. So, and that's due 2 days later on March 8th, next week, Wednesday. So once I give it back to them, they are to use their rubric, which is the next page after these two. We've come up with a kid-friendly rubric that they've kind of created as far as how to make your paper better. So it's a checklist. Do I have any figurative language? Do I have a simile? Do I have maybe personification? Are all my sentences simple sentences, or can I have compound sentences or complex sentences within my paper? So I would advise them to use this rubric side by side next to the rough draft to make all their changes. Again, that is due March 8th. After they bring their revised and edit copy of their rough draft back to school, then they can write their final, which is due March 10th. So they will have their rough draft with all the revisions, and then they'll copy it down onto this page. And just for you to know, they have 26 lines and they can't go over, and I challenge them to try to fill up the whole thing and not have it too short, but definitely they will not accept any writing outside of the box. I'll also upload a Google Classroom assignment where they can, after they write it in, they can type it up into the Google Classroom doc so everybody can see their finals, so we can give out compliments and also talk about what we can work and make, how we can make our paper better. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I hope this was helpful for you to help your child with writing at home. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.